felt in the movie, not just what you see in the preview.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Okay.
Well, because we have Ed and Lorraine-Warren,
Yeah.
who we're big fans of, so
Yeah.
that helps.
And it has Vera Farmiga.
Yes.
And it has Patrick Wilson.
Yes, and I love them both, so that helps even more.
Yes. And the director was great, again, doing just a super job with the horror genre, I think.
Okay.
But here's...
I was going to say, when you said the stories intertwined, I was just going to say, it starts out giving you a little bit of information on Ed and Lorraine and what's going on in their lives. Mm-hmm. So it's their story, and then this other story comes up. That looks really weird. Ooh, it smells weird, too.
And
sorry. Something weird at the side of the road.
Touched upon there the Amityville haunting there with the Lutz family and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you're at all familiar with that, whether you be coming at it from a ghost hunter perspective or...
Yeah, I found that interesting because right when it started, I'm like, what are we doing in Amityville? I had no idea that's what this was about. Yeah. Well, surprise, it wasn't.
Exactly. It wasn't about that.
It's about Ed and Lorraine.
Yeah.
And what they dealt with there and the aftermath of that and personal things going on in their life and in Lorraine's.
And I don't know. I mean, probably most folks in the horror genres are into horror genres that know this already, but they've already greenlit, not necessarily The Conjuring 3. I'm not sure if it's going to be called that or whatever, but I'll just say The Story of the Nun.
Yeah.
Has been greenlit as a project for another movie. Yeah.
Now, when you say The Nun,
it's. Well, we've seen The Nun now in a couple.
Well, let's just say there's a demonic presence that appears, outward appearance, sort of, as a nun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like she said in the movie, it took on a blasphemous form.
Yes.
To test her faith. But yeah, that's.
Well, I'm looking forward to Conjuring 3 then.
Yeah.
I loved the first one. I loved this one even more.
Even more. That's something to say about a sequel. Not even a sequel necessarily. It's a continuation.
Right.
Yeah. But,
I feel like the days of the first one was better and the sequel was kind of lame. I feel like those days are gone because I feel like the creators of whatever the sequels or whatever you want to call them, part 2, part 3, whatever, I feel like they're putting more into them than they used to, say, I don't know.
20 years ago?
When we were younger, yeah. It would always be like, oh, a sequel. You'd go into it kind of reluctantly, and it's like, I love the first one. We have to go see it. And then it never lived up to it.
Right.
But I feel like, I can't say never.
Aliens 2 after Aliens.
Oh my gosh.
There's a few other we can name.
Of course. Yeah. There's always a couple exceptions. Yeah. But I feel like lately...
I feel lucky that in the horror genre especially, they've really picked up the pace, and I think...
Yeah, I think everybody's doing a really good job lately with their...
continuations.
Yes. Yeah, I don't even want to call them sequels. I mean, I guess that's what they are, but no, they just feel like, volumes in a set, in a series. And I feel like this one was just outstanding.
Yeah. So
the story actually takes place in England with a family,
and
a mom and her 4 kids, and what they're dealing with in their house. A demonic presence that seems to be around one of the daughters.
Yeah.
And enter Ed and Lorraine. They're supposed to just go there to...
on behalf of the church to either debunk or... clarify.
Or to say, yes, we think there's something going on there, but they weren't really supposed to get involved.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Acting throughout, pretty superb. I love the fact that, especially with these cases of Ed and Lorraine's, with the Warrens, there's things to draw from. So at the end of the movie, I felt like we were treated to, I almost want to say like the before and after shots, but because there were things that were documented and stuff, they had actual photographs. and how much they went out of their way to recreate the scenes.
So you're talking about the credits, and it's funny because I was actually going to mention the credits.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about them?
Because, I mean, we don't want to give any spoilers or anything, but the way the movie... I loved the ending.
Mm-hmm.
Horror movies, you should walk away from horror movies, I think, with a little bit of a sense of dread.
Okay.
You want that scary feeling to linger.
Okay.
So the credits, if you sit down and enjoy the credits, and that, like, the music was very reminiscent of, like, The Omen, the old...
Yeah.
You know, because whatever you were feeling when the story wrapped up, the credits made sure you left with a sense of doom.
Okay.
without talking about the end of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah. I really appreciated the ending, and because a lot of horror movies try too hard to give you a jump scare at the end or something lame.
Just getting ready to say, like, the hand coming out of the grave at the very
whatever.
end.
It's never, and everyone lived happily ever after. You know, it's never, you know, and all was well in Happy Land. You know, horror movies just don't end that way.
Well, I think they can. I think they set this up so. I don't know. I don't feel like they needed that with this one, and they didn't necessarily.
Didn't need what? I don't want to do spoilers or talk about the ending.
I don't want to say anything about that, but I'm just saying that in general, they didn't need a cheap scare to it.
Right.
Having said that, it did have a jump scare in there that got me. I didn't jump in my seat necessarily outwardly,
right?
But this movie did, you know. Usually, I can spot it coming. They're always going to have
a couple,
but this was not. It wasn't a cheap one. You know what I mean?
No, they weren't.
That was my point. It was a good, genuine jump scare that kind of that
right.
Yeah, there's a little something in my stomach now. A little weird. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was good. So yeah, it worked on a lot of levels.
Yeah. Now I'm going to talk about my sister.
I didn't know if we were going to approach that subject.
I have to. Okay. I won't say which sister.
You know, they never listen to the podcast, so who cares?
Yeah, she'll never know we're talking about her. Yeah. No, my sister and her husband went to go see it, and they got back, and I couldn't wait to hear, because I hadn't seen it yet, of course. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, you saw it? How was it? Was it great? Did you like it? Was it... Oh, it was okay. It was, you know, it was just kind of slow, and, you know, I almost said his name. My husband fell asleep. Granted, he was really tired, and, you know, the movie was kind of dark and quiet, so I'm sure it made a good atmosphere for naps. But, so I was like, what? No, that's not what I want to hear. But I didn't put any stock in that.
Right. I mean, obviously, we're still going to go see it and so on.
Absolutely.
But interesting to hear that because, again, it's funny. I noticed the very first scene, that opening intro and stuff, it sounds ridiculous, but I was on the edge of my seat. I was literally, okay, we were sitting back in a recliner, but I realized I was setting up. It sounds so silly and stupid, but if you've listened to the podcast long enough, which probably most people haven't, back when I played Frozen Memories, the first Silent Hill game that I played on the Wii, Wii, right?
Brother.
Okay, you may not have liked that whole thing, but I still found myself involved enough playing that I was holding my breath when the car went in the water and stuff like that.
Okay.
So there were certain elements where I was sitting on that. Same thing with this, watching that initial thing, I had that same tenseness.
It had you going.
Right there from the beginning, waiting to see what was happening. I mean, it wasn't necessarily that intense or whatever, but just for me, it was, I was involved in it that much. So
that's me in Pontypool.
Okay.
The first time I saw Pontypool, I was on the couch leaning forward into the television. I truly was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
But now, so we have to just say, I think as far as recommends and all of that, well, I think everybody should go see it.
Yeah.
But that being said,
not for everybody.
Only because I don't even want to say it's a slow burn, because you do get exciting, scary things right out of the gate.
Yes.
But it's a ghost story. I'm going to use ghost story again as a general, that kind of a lot of spooky, you hear something in the dark, you're peeking around corners, a lot of quiet,
I want to say subtle but well done visuals too, where something's happening in the background and you can't quite make it out.
Yeah.
You needed to be able to pay attention, so you wouldn't want to close your eyes during this, I don't think.
So, I mean, if you like nonstop exciting, though I feel, to me, it was nonstop exciting.
Yeah.
But in a subdued kind of way.
You and I
with
are willing
bursts
to sit back and absorb the story and absorb the atmosphere.
Right. So if you're overly tired and you're not feeling like going to the movies, you probably shouldn't do it, because you'll end up like my brother-in-law and just sleep through it. I don't know how he slept through the loud parts.
I can't even imagine.
I can't wait to go home now and call my sister and find out, like, okay, how in the world? Because it was very quiet and dark, and then you would get a very loud
outburst.
Something. Yeah, so I can't imagine him having a comfortable nap in the theater.
I can't imagine what dreams he would be having if it was influenced by what was going on. You know what I mean?
Should you go down that one? I see what you're trying to do here. Suddenly we're at the bookstore.
Suddenly.
And there's nowhere to park because we live in an overpopulated mess.
We love LA.
I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
It's not the LA I grew up in.
I see.
So yeah, anything else? The acting was great. The music was great. The setting was great. I love that it was, it was in England. A little bit of, getting out of the States and going somewhere else for a cool story. I liked that.
Period piece too, taking place in the 70s. 78.
Yeah. All the two daughters wore those long sleeve flannel nightgowns that we all wore in the 70s. These kids would have been about my age probably at the time. I maybe would have been a little younger.
Yeah.
I was born in 69, so what was it? 77. Okay,
78.
so I'd only be set. Yeah, they were a little older than me, but we all wore the same styles,
Yeah.
Don't shut the car off.
I'm not.
Because we'll die in here. It's so hot today.
Speaking of being born in, this is on my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. It may not be released in that time, but we still have Lord of Illusions to do. That will be the podcast previous to this one.
Yeah, why are you doing that?
Why not? It's fun.
We're all time traveling and stuff.
Exactly, something to wrap your head around.
We're getting ready to do the Lord of Illusions podcast, which was released last week. So, what the heck?
What the heck? Anyhow.
But yes, it's your birthday today, so hopefully this isn't sucking too much.
No, it was a good movie to see on my birthday. I liked it a lot, obviously.
Good, even though I ate all the popcorn?
Even though you ate the majority of the popcorn. Holy crap. I barely got like a bucket full.
You're not supposed to. You told me you weren't going to have any. I didn't know.
Okay.
All right.
Anyhow, that's about enough of this.
Would you recommend?
Yes. Heck yeah. But it's
Me too.
I don't want to even say a cautious recommend.
Nope.
It's a specific recommend.
No, go see it. I think everyone should see it.
Everyone should see it, and then we'll have something else to compare it to.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just to see Vera Farmiga's lovely face, you should go see it.
Indeed. Yeah. If nothing else and stuff, it'll give you a barometer for us to judge our other films by. They're like, oh my gosh, those people love Conjuring 2. Don't listen to them about this.
There you go.
Or, they were absolutely right about Conjuring 2. We should go see whatever they're talking about now.
Yes.
All
so
right.
What's your rating?
My rating, I think I want to say 5.
I'm giving it a 5.
Yeah.
There's a very small handful of films in my number 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It's a 5.
All right.
Okay. I'll let you shut this off because I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, we're back out of the car.
We're back out of the car. Okay. And any final things you wanted to wrap up about this?
I don't think so. I probably said everything. I don't remember what I said. But I probably would agree with everything I said. I loved the movie.
Nothing's changed since then.
No,
okay.
It's a week later or a few days later or whatever. I still love the movie. So.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing where they go with this series. We talked about it before that we were familiar with Ed and Lorraine's work because of just the shows that we watch and so on.
Yeah.
Supernatural being somewhat of I was going to say a hobby of ours, but that makes it sound like we're doing something else. But yeah, so anyhow, let's go on to our laid to rest.
Okay.